How does a goofy yellow sponge flipping burgers share the exact same philosophy as the future king of the pirates? On the surface, Luffy and SpongeBob couldn't be more different. But think about it. One fights a century-old tyrannical world government. The other works a soul-crushing minimum wage job for a greedy crab. Both are trapped in systems built to crush their spirit. Yet, neither one can ever be broken. Why? Because they both discovered the exact same secret. A secret that allows them to bend reality, defeat any system, and stay completely free. And once you understand this rule, you can never unsee it. I mean, look around at the world they still live in. They're not nice places. Luffy's world is run by scary evil rulers like the Five Elders or the Celestial Dragons. If you ask the wrong question or look at them funny, they will literally wipe your entire home island off the map. Men, women, children, history, all of it, it does not matter. Erased like it never existed. Everyone's terrified. Everyone's trapped. Kingdom bows. Marine follows orders they know are wrong. Entire nations live in a fear of a knock on the door. Then look at SpongeBob. Bikini Bottom looks colorful, but SpongeBob spends every single day working for Mr. Krabs, a greedy boss who counts pennies, locks a good spatula in a vault, and pays his workers almost nothing, while swimming in a literal pool of cash in his office. There's no escape from this grind. Every day is the same shift, the same grease, and the same underpaid hours. And look at Squidward. Squidward is what happens when you let the bad job break your spirit. He's tired, he's mad at the world, and he gave up on his dreams a long time ago. He used to want to be an artist, a musician, somebody. Now, he just wants his lunch break to start on time. Squidward isn't a villain, he's a warning. He is what is waiting for you if you let the system win. Most people in this world give up. They accept that life just sucks and there's nothing they can do about it. They clock in, they complain, they clock out. They repeat for years, decades, until the fire inside them quickly goes out. So why don't Luffy and SpongeBob break? Because they have a secret, and it's not physical strength or crazy powers. Luffy's devil fruit doesn't make him free. SpongeBob's boundless energy doesn't make him free either. It's their mindset. They flat out refuse to let bad situations control how they feel inside. That's it. That's the whole secret. Not ignoring reality, but refusing to hand reality the keys to their emotions. Give SpongeBob an empty card box from the trash, and he turns it into a whole universe of adventure using pure imagination. A rocket ship, a submarine, a castle, whatever it needs to be in that moment. Most people see garbage, SpongeBob sees infinite possibility. Put Luffy on an execution stand with blade right at his neck, seconds from death in front of an entire kingdom. And what does he do? He looks at the crowd and smiles. Not because he's reckless, not because he doesn't understand the danger, but because he has already decided deep down that fear doesn't get to run the show. They figured out something huge. You can't lock up a person who chooses to be happy inside their own head. Freedom isn't a place on a map you have to travel to, and it isn't a status you earn by winning. It's an attitude you turn on right now in whatever situation you're currently stuck in. But here's where it gets crazy. You cannot break these two. Why? Because you can't corrupt someone who doesn't even have corruption in their dictionary. You can't bribe a person who was never chasing money in the first place. You can't threaten a person who already decided misery isn't an option. Evil bosses and scary villains try to threaten them, bully them, or make them feel small. Mr. Krabs threatens to fire SpongeBob. World Nobles threaten to erase Luffy's entire crew. But Luffy and SpongeBob don't give any attention to the darkness around them. Not because they're naive, but because they've trained themselves not to feed it. A superpower habit of always looking for the light, even if there's only 1% of light left in a pitch black room. They will find it, hold on to it, and build a whole world around them. And if there's no light at all, they'll create themselves. SpongeBob turns a miserable shift at the Krusty Krab into a playground, flipping patties like it's a circus performer, turning grease traps into games, making Squidward's misery somehow bearable just by being in the room. Luffy turns a scary life or death battle into a giant game with his friends, laughing mid-fight, cheering on his crew, treating war like the greatest adventure of his life instead of a tragedy to survive. When you train your mind to always look for the good, bad situations lose all their power over you. You can't break someone who bends reality just to find joy. The system can take their freedom, their money, their safety, but it can never take one thing that they actually build their lives around. So what does this mean for you and me? First, we have to change how we define winning. Most people think winning means having millions of dollars, total power, or to be the boss of everyone else. We chase promotions, followers, titles, assuming happiness is waiting for us on the other side. But Luffy doesn't want to rule anyone. He could take the throne of any nation he conquers, and he never does. And SpongeBob is thrilled making 5 cents an hour doing what he loves. Winning isn't having control over the world, winning is having fun living in it. Second, joy is the ultimate weapon. In a world that wants you stressed out, tired, and mad every day, a world that profits off of your anxiety and your exhaustion, choosing to be happy anyway is the ultimate act of rebellion. It's the one thing that the system can't tax, can't schedule, and can't take away from you without your permission. And finally, freedom spreads. It's contagious. Krabby Patty customers live happier because SpongeBob made their food with real joy. Luffy's crew becomes unstoppable not because they're the strongest fighters in the whole world individually, but because they refuse to let despair take root in each other. When you choose to shine bright and stay positive, you give everyone around you permission to break out of their darkness as well. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow or sail across the whole ocean to feel free. You don't need a devil fruit or a pineapple under the sea. You just need to make a choice. The same choice a cartoon sponge and a rubber pirate makes every single day. Stop focusing on the dark around you and start creating the light. And here's the thing though. If you think that like, oh, maybe if I joined Luffy's crew, I would be a happier person, or maybe if I were inside of SpongeBob's city, I would be a much happier person as well. But guess what? You would also be miserable. That's not what it is about. It really is about the simple and small things of life every day. We truly need to stop and think to ourselves, how can we transform our environment into a better place that we can live in and help others to also experience the same thing that we want to experience.